How do we see the physical environment when we are projected outside of our bodies? Does it look identical to what we know here in the physical world? Is it different? Let's talk about this in a moment. Hello, thank you for being with me. This channel is about taking control of our personal evolution, both spiritually and here in this lifetime. We are going to talk today about seeing the physical environment when we are projected. There's one point here, perhaps it's good for me to clarify, that sometimes we may have an out-of-body experience in which we are in a level or dimension that is further enough from the physical world to cause that we don't see anything physical. What we are seeing is an actual non-physical environment. But sometimes, depending on the density we are when we are projected or the type of projection, we are interacting in a way with the physical world, but of course we are with our non-physical bodies. And what is going to happen is that we try to see the physical environment, but we are going to see both the physical environment and at the same time some elements of the non-physical environment that is superimposed with the physical one. There are cases in which our vision is so much more tuned with the physical one. So what we see is much closer to the physical environment that we used to know. But there are cases in which our vision is more tuned towards subtler energies and we end up picking up more of the non-physical environment than the physical one. So what is going to happen when we are picking not so much of the physical situation that we would expect? There are different possibilities. Sometimes we are looking at something and it seems like foggy, as if our vision cannot focus enough. So we kind of recognize the place, let's put it this way, suppose it's your bedroom, well, you kind of recognize you are there, you know you are there. Sometimes we even were lucid at the moment that we separated from the physical body. Nonetheless, we see things slightly different. It's very common, for example, to see the specific room as if it's bigger, just because we are seeing the physical environment, but also some energetic components and non-physical structures there. So in our minds, we capture that as being much bigger because it has more elements than it used to have. And there are situations also in which we try to see tiny details, such as, for example, suppose you try to read the title of a book, or you try to see what time is it that is showing in your clock. So many times our vision, non-physical one with our non-physical bodies, do not manage to focus and tune enough to pick that level of detail. Not always, sometimes we do, but it's very common that it's not so easy. So that's why many times people get confused, because many suppose that when they are outside of their bodies and they see something physical, they are going to see 100% absolutely identical. And although this is possible, this is not always the case. Actually, the majority of the times, as I just said, is not the case. So these are some tips and elements you can use to interpret your out-of-body experiences. I will share with you in a future video one of the experiences that I have had that kind of deal with this sort of condition of trying to interpret what we see outside the body. So hang in there for this, and thank you very much for being with me. See you next video.